A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Victorious, Victorialus. Erastus necessitas.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are well. I am good. Let's roll on with a 2v2, 31k as you can see. Let's go through this team first, which is myself. I have gone 3 Praetorian Cav, 2 Armoured Generals, Urbans and Urbans. I think there's some there's 3 Arch Auxiliary in there as well as there. Sneaky bastard. Right, over on this side is Bark. He's got 3 Praetorian Cav. He's got 3 Praetorian Cav, and then probably 17 Urbans or thereabouts. So a bit odd, probably because of Greece. Let's go have a look who we're up against. So we've got the Admiral. He's gone the Brutii. Legionary up front as his Peter, then Urbans, and then 4 Cav, and then on the right for them is Greek Leonidas. He's got 2 or 5 Cretans, a couple of armoured hoplites, and then the Spartans in that sort of formation. Now he's part of the Greeks clan, so you would hope he's pretty good with the Greeks. It'd be interesting to see what he does. Obviously, he's up against Rome, which is probably, who you don't want to go up against Sparta. That's probably or the Greeks, that's the only ones who are like, a big no-no, but they can hold their own. It'd just be interesting to see what we do. Although we've both got sort of tailored armies, I'll put it on double for a minute. Although we've both got tailored armies, I would suggest, it looks like we're going to cross that Bark is made for the Greeks, so I'll probably look to take on the Brutii. We probably saw by his army numbers beforehand that he wasn't bringing a full complement of Cav, which is why I've not gone a full complement. I've just got these basically to see if I can get rid of some of those Cretans early, just because they can be a pain in the ass. It just means, and you can use your Cav a bit freer as well. So overall, Cav wise, we've got 6 Praetorian Cav. Up against the 4, obviously, they've got spears and archers, which negates that a little bit. And then I've just got the 2 armoured generals, which I probably won't use in the Cav fight. They'll just be causing a nuisance. If I can get in behind the lines and pull one of their Peeler units or their defence units away, then hopefully that would be quite nice. They're doing the old switcheroo. Fair play to them. Probably a bit early for it though, because we've got loads of time to adjust, which is probably what I'll do now. I'm starting to get a bit ahead of Bark, so I do just want to watch out for that. Sorry, I'm being sketchy with the camera. I just want to try and get most of it in. That looks like a pretty good angle. Not too much going on. Suddenly he's double backed, so it looks like I'm going to face up. I don't think he was going to charge me, but he would have wanted to charge me while I was moving. You can see Bark is moving up his infantry on the right to face up against the Greeks. I should really push on a bit just to tie him down. I like that what he's doing with his Spartans there, lacing the Urbans with them. I think that's always a good technique. Sometimes I think you're almost better off, instead of having 2 armies side by side, almost creating a hybrid army, because if you could have rank of Spartans, rank of Urbans, rank of Spartans, rank of Urbans, not much infantry is going to get past you, basically. So that's pretty good. So they went for the old switcheroo again, but this time I've gone for the aggressive and sort of thought, they're out of phalanx, let's try and make a thing of it. But I didn't really do what I was hoping to do and catch him and be all amongst him before he set his phalanxes, because you can see he's setting himself up quite nicely now. Bark still coming over this way, so I need to just watch out that I'm not going to get flanked here by the Brutii over on the right hand side. I'm alright as it is at the moment, but I think if he moves, even if he doesn't, now Bark's where he is, I might sort of pull back anyway. Brutii send in his first line of closed Urbans across to lace the Spartans with. As I just said a minute ago, I do like that sort of teamwork. Bark's going full on. That's what he needs to do. That's what I want him to do, is go full on aggressive with all his urbans on that side. To draw over the cav of the Brutii, even though I'm probably being backed up by Barks. Yeah, there's Barks, there's mine. All the archers are being set out. Oh yeah, my other armoured cow. So I'm not doing anything with my general yet, but we shall see. Oh yeah, just turn back there. So I'm turning up to face the sort of, I don't want to call it a flank in action, but the sort of manoeuvre of the Brutii there. So I've still got 2 or 3 engaged with the Spartans, just holding them up. Well, Bark just, if they can just hold up for 10 more seconds, just so Bark can get his line sorted, I'll be happy with that. The rest of my force is just sort of edged up to him. He'll have to come through the Spartans to hit me with the bulk of his force, so I'm quite happy with that. I've got a nice little defensive thing there. If I need to, I can square these guys off as well and sort of almost work my way back like this, so that then Bark becomes the main centre line and I'm just a sort of whole defensive force. Cretans are all coming around this way. Looks like Brutii, I thought he was going to push forward a bit, and he just adjusted his peeler units. My peeler units have been gone. It looks like he's been taking digs at mine. Yeah, that's a nice, what's that, nearly 30 out of that one. Yeah, so I'm not really, I should have brought that first line out and put it quite wide and loose. I think I didn't, because I didn't want him to get torn up by the Spartans, but I probably should have, just to throw the peeler at some of his guys, just to give him back, because it looks like he's on a full squadron there. But I'm really just in tie-down mode. I don't need to do a lot. We need to get rid of these Greeks, basically. That's our main gist. Let's go and have a look at how Bark's approaching it. So he's split his army in half. Part of it's banking up to my left, which is just keeping an eye on those ones that have been engaged with my original peeler units. As you can see, he's now engaged the defensive force that's not in peeler on the left. It's also in loose, so it wouldn't surprise me if that went quite quickly and the rest of his forces are being brought round. I've got a bit of cav out there now just to defend. It's not going to do a lot. My archers are out here in tight, shooting the back of these Spartans in flames, so that's quite nice. Brutii has brought all his cav over to their right, our left flank. Bark now, he's got no real defence for it. If he would have hit then, admittedly he's not engaged, so he'd probably do alright. You can see all those peeler flying off from Bark, so he's having a field day out there at the moment. He's going, he's almost with impunity. I've brought all my cav back over this way. I reckon I'm probably going to bring my archers down to where we are now to shoot up the side of these and back of these Greeks that are there. Bark's almost pushed his way through the centre. That would be dead useful. If we could tie up those 4 urbans that are there, that should enable us to do what we need to do. I'm still just playing defensive here. I've tied up the first line of the wave of the attack of the Brutii. Also, I've only got 3 against his 6, so I'm not going to attack him like that. I just need to basically be a pain, stifle him from coming. You can see the Brutii is bringing his cav back over this way now, because all our cav was over there. I brought my cav over as well just to defend against it. My archers are just setting up, probably going to hit the back of those Spartans. Keep your eye on what Bark's doing over there on the left hand side. You see he's really gone hard aggressive. That's nice. He's layering up his army, so he's probably in effect got 4 armies there now. One from this way, the second one from the side, the third one that's there, and then the fourth one that's sort of trying to make its way around the back. My armoured generals aren't being useful what they should be useful, because I can see a lot of Cretans in behind the main infantry of the Brutii. A couple of that's a couple of the Spartan and one of mine has gone. Yeah, you see these guys are flaming into the back of these. If I can get that Greek if he can engage that Greek general, I can hit him with all my arrows from, see I'm moving my guys up quite close to hit him dead, as close as I can. So we'll see what happens with that. I think numbers wise he's doing alright, Bark. He's blitzed them basically. I'm just sat there keeping his cav honest and keeping the Brutii honest. Really, if the Brutii would have been aggressive, he would have walked all over me. So it's one of them where you luck in sometimes. We have got all the cav over here now though. I'm just looking at where my armoured general is. He's got 2 of the, there they are. So he's going back, he's just going to back up the battle against the Spartans on the left hand side. In comes the big cav hit with a push-up of his infantry against my general. He stopped it halfway through though. My cav is right here. Am I going to see it? I am. He's got a nice little blocker unit there. He's managed to take out one of my cav. I am going to get a strike, but it's also going through the side of one of his urbans as well, so I'm not going to get the full effect of that. He didn't get the full effect of his, but at least he got a clean strike, though it was from the front as he engaged, so 50, 50, 50, 50. That looks like that was the Greek general somewhere out there. He's not routed off. My guys are flaming at him, and Bark just needs to blitz in there now, maybe even pull to where my archers are and just run up the line of that general just to clear him out, and then he can pull his cav around the back and start blitzing them. But he looks like he's doing a pretty good job to me over there. You see the cav of the Brutii has been brought out on this right flank. I need to get what's left of my cav out there because I don't have a lot to start with. My general probably is going to get routed off now. That was, not the greatest idea. So yeah, maybe I would have been better off leaving them in and just letting them push through and take him out. But as it is, my general's gone over here on the right flank now. My cav's going to put up a little bit of fight. That's just my Praetorian cav, though. My armoured generals, as you can see out the back, have been chasing off the Cretan archers. So that takes him out of the game for the end game. I'm seeing that his cav's going to win on that side. So my archers are legging it basically up behind the Judii infantry. We finally got rid of that unit of the Spartan general. So that's quite nice. I know the general died a while ago, but it's still nice to get rid of the general unit, and now this actually worked out quite nicely for us because just as they broke the right, looks like we've broke the left, and he's now able to have all his units, all against all of his rather than be sort of faced up on the sides. I've baited him in with a bit of my armoured general cav because Bart was there. That's got given them the shits, and all but one of his Praetorian cav is now working its way out. The main infantry grind in the middle. Most of the Spartans are gone. There's a few left. You can see the Brutii is starting to sort of push up. He could probably, I guess it's not all or nothing, but I think he sees the numbers are favouring the Judii. I don't know. Let's see what I got left. Not a lot. There's 3 archers. There's my cav there. Am I going to take out his Praetorian cav? I'm going to try and just tidy up these 2 bits, or if not, I could hit his infantry from behind. That would be quite nice as well, just to sketch him out. Otherwise, my cav's just in there. So it's all on Bark and the Brutii of Admiral. Bark's gone in for a nice cav charge there. He routed off one of the Greeks over there. I don't know what that was, though. My archers are making their way out this way. I need to get my cav out of there. They're pretty tasty there, as long as you don't get bogged down with infantry and in a outnumbered fight, they'll stick around. You see, they're not lost too much, and if it pulls a couple of his infantry away from the battle, then I'm all for it, just to weaken his lines and get that morale going down. I can see one of the Brutii's cavs freed up now, so my archers are now legging it back way over where they come from. It's distracting him, it's distracting this row of Spartans by the look of it. So I'm not too worried about that. We're just tidying up in the centre now. Looks like Bart came in for a nice little strike in the centre. I've gone in with my cav from the right hand side of their infantry, just to be a nuisance and get it in. Now I need to pull him out though. I don't want to get bogged down by it. Bark's come out to marry up with my cav now, so we've got quite a decent cav force there now, much better than what they've got, but he's obviously got all his urbans because we're behind his lines. My archers have stopped running now, so I don't know if they've got any arrows left. They have. They're just firing into the back of those Brutii in the middle there. They've routed off, funny enough, so that's good with all the numbers that Bart was showing. And behind them a bit late on my cav charge, but they'll get him a couple of kills. I could do with wheeling my armoured general around the back now and trying to hit this, not the general, but maybe this guy here on the right-hand flank as the right-hand side of this infantry as we're looking at it, just because he's outnumbered, and that might start a little chain route. If I can get to where my cursor is and sort of hit the general from there, or maybe this guy up ahead of him. They've all gone anyway, so that's happy days. They are tough urbans, but not against, they're not that tough against other urbans, if you like. So I'm just going to run my cav in there. I think that could be curtains, basically. So yeah, that's a nice little battle. I enjoyed that. Bart played really well. That was a really good, aggressive layering up of his armies, and I guess that is, textbook how you want to play against the Spartans. I guess the Admiral could have been a bit more aggressive, but it's one of them, innit? He probably didn't want to get involved because he didn't want to lose his cav, because if he lost his cav facing me, or at least got it all right down, then it could have been bad for him because we had quite a lot of urbans. So it was a good game. You see it's reflected in that. So I'm not that much one for kills anyway, but everyone played well, and it was just one of them. Right, good game all. See you later.
Follow me, Blaezer.